didn't record anything earlier today, again, which means we get to have a nice couple minutes where Nathan spews words at the camera trying to get in his vlogging for the day. First of all, I've been using the conditioner that I got. Can you tell? I don't think I can tell yet. I mean, it feels different, but I don't think it looks different. I think I need a haircut too. I was just editing my vlog, and I noticed that I never told you that on Monday I volunteered as a photographer for a holiday party at a tutoring program that a couple of my coworkers work at. So one of them gave me this really heavy DSLR, and I was trying to take pictures with it, and my wrist was killing me and stuff like that. But my job was that I was supposed to snap a picture of every kid as he went up to talk with Santa Claus, right? And I got to talk with Santa afterwards, and he was a real nice guy. Says he works in construction. And it was very nice getting to use a real camera. Maybe I should get one of those. Oh, but it's too heavy to carry around all the time. I was so resistant to editing the vlog today. It was such a challenge dragging myself to finally do it. And it didn't even take that long, so what I'm about to say is not really too relevant because I've sort of changed my mind, but I feel like I'm gonna be glad when I put up the next 8 videos or whatever it is, and then I've done my year of vlogging. And I'm thinking that once I put up the last one, I'm going to officially seal it off like a time capsule and not look at any of them for the entirety of 2015. And then in 2016 I can look at them again and maybe see where I've gotten in that year or something. Now unfortunately that would mean that I'm not going to be putting up any more videos during 2015, apart from, you know, the 3 or 4 at the beginning of the year. And that's partially why I think it might be good to get a real camera so that I can switch to taking pictures instead of doing videos. But we'll see, I haven't totally decided on that yet. In other news, right now I'm looking at a Pinterest board. I don't know what those are called. Are they called Pinterest boards? That my sister made, because I'm trying to get some inspiration for what sort of clothes I need to buy. The sense I'm getting is I need some cardigan style sweaters that I can put over patterned shirts. Like, that's the theme that I'm seeing. I mean, this is a patterned tie, but it's the same thing, right? And it's got to be cardigan style because otherwise you don't see enough of what's underneath it. And there's like no point. Like, there we go. There's another example. And then there are a lot of earth tone outfits, like that one, and belts are ubiquitous. There are so many belts. So maybe I should invest in having more than one belt. More earth tones. Hey, at least now I have a hat like that, right? There are also a fair number of light colored shirts. This one, this one, this one. I'm not sure I quite have an understanding of what makes a good light colored shirt. I guess you got your polo shirts and your button-up shirts. Definitely roll up your sleeves. I think 80% of these pictures have their sleeves rolled up. Anyway, yeah, thanks Emily. I looked at it once months ago, but now that I'm like more seriously considering buying more clothes, I'm looking at it again, and I think this is going to be really helpful. I did also look at a couple of other Pinterest boards. There's a lot of light colored blazers on this one, so maybe I should invest in one of those. I like the look of this shirt. I'm not even sure what it's made of. Is that denim or some sort of weird plastic that just looks like denim? Oh yeah, suddenly I remember I was given advice about mixing fabrics. I think that's a great example of that. Some more mixed fabrics. Again, here we have the patterned shirt and the thing that buttons in front of it while also showing lots of the patterned shirt, and this guy also has a jacket. Patterned shirt, button thing in front, patterned shirt, button thing in front. I've noticed some themes. I think this has been a helpful exercise, and I'm not sure I'll do any more shopping before I go home for Christmas, because I only have 2 days left. I should go shopping on Saturday. I should do that. And then do some more shopping after I get back for New Year's. Okay, that's it for tonight. I've been recording for 10 minutes, which is forever. It's going to take me 10 minutes to edit this. So, good night.
These cookies are amazing.
I tried wearing my hair in a ponytail again. I still hate it. Stuff frizzes out. My scalp feels abused. I don't understand why people ever wear them. These bananas are overripe and I have to go home in 2 days, so I'm gonna make banana bread. This finally gives me a chance to reuse some of the cans. I forget what I got them for. Maybe it was that applesauce nut bread. Remember that? Gosh, that was a long time ago. Check it out. I'm gonna use this silicone baking It's not a baking tin. What would you call it? Because it's not made of tin. Boom! Looks done to me. All I'm saying is I definitely don't regret making this. Today I went to Target and I found these. In the spirit of different fabrics, right? I was told to mix fabrics, so I got some shirts that are of weird fabrics. I'm still not sure that they're good purchases, though. I mean, for many years I just haven't had style, just because I didn't feel like it was important. But now I feel like I should try to give it a shot, but I don't know what I'm doing. Oh well. I'm packing now for my trip. And I realized I haven't shown you yet. This is what I got for dealing with seborrheic dermatitis. It's called coal tar. So far, I don't know how much good it's doing, but that's what I have. And I packed some into a little transportable container that's under 3 ounces so the TSA won't arrest me. That's got pretty much everything I'm taking home. Some people make fun of me because I don't take clothes with me, but I'm like, I have clothes home already. And then they're like, but those are clothes you wore in high school, so they're way out of style. And I'm like, because I don't really have a good answer for that. I like to pack light. I'm also taking my viola, which is the other thing. Like, I can't take an extra bag on the plane with me. So this morning was weird for me because I sat down to do what I like to call a week partition, which I have found to be a useful organizational exercise over the years. The idea is there are 168 hours in a week, and I do mostly the same set of things every week. Or at least the same broad categories of things, and I spend roughly the same amount of time on them every week. So the idea of the week partition is to make that a very conscious process. Think about where you would like to be spending those 168 hours. But I just did my week partition for right now, and I found that in an ideal situation I would have 51 hours of time left over after I do work and chores and all that other stuff, which is like an average of more than 7 hours a day, which is absurd. And I realized I'm not really spending my time very consciously. I've been pretty happy with my life, but maybe just because I haven't been really paying attention to it. I've sort of just been doing stuff through habit, or when I have free time I'm just like, oh, I guess I might as well go on Reddit and browse that for a while, and then there goes the evening. I believe it was Socrates who said the unexamined life is not worth living. Sure, it's a trite quote and all that, but I think it's helpful to think about. I feel like today was kind of a waste of a day because I spent all of it just sort of like struggling with this question of what do I want to do with 51 hours every week. But on the other hand, it's like a trough, right? So I've been hanging out on this local maximum of happiness, or whatever you want to call it. But then there's another maximum over here that's higher. But in order to get there, I have to go through this trough of being very existentially confused, and so that's what I've been doing. What I did was I wrote down a list of goals, and then I grouped those goals into 6 categories, right? So we've got, I don't know if you can read that, but it says games, acting, social, music, career, and travel. So games is like video games, board games, that kind of thing. I do 0 hours of that every week right now. It's just been a goal that's sort of been in the back of my mind for a long time that I haven't acted on. Acting is something that I think is just so different from everything else that I do that I think in terms of the amount of skill gained per time spent on it, that is one of the most effective things I could be trying to learn right now. That or trying to learn some dance, maybe a type of dance I've never done before, like hip-hop or something like that, which could also double as exercise, right? Social is trying to understand interpersonal communication. This is something I've been struggling with for years, but let's not discuss that too much. Then there's music, which breaks down fairly clearly into playing music, listening to music, and composing music. All 3 are things that I would love to be doing, but I'm not doing any music playing right now except for preparing 1 Beethoven quartet, and that's all I've done for the last 6 months, and I think I should work harder to involve music in my life in other ways. Then there's career. When I wrote this goal, I was thinking mostly along the lines of developing my talents as a software developer, so continuing to go to these meetups and learning about recruiting and networking, also getting involved in open source projects so that I can have a public record of the sort of code that I write, and I can also get involved in projects that are doing really interesting things. And then the last one is travel, which I'm sure I've talked to you before about. It encompasses learning other languages and planning to take a trip outside the US sometime in the next 6 months or so. I need to turn these broad categories into what they call SMART goals, and then I'm thinking of like putting in a couple of planning hours every week into those 168 hours, take out 2 of them for planning at 2 different points in the week, and use them to choose very consciously what I'm going to do with my free time for those several days, and make sure that everything that I'm doing is working towards one of those 6 goals. But despite the fact that I had more or less come to this conclusion by 1 or 2 p.m. today, all I did this evening was browse Reddit. So it's gonna be a challenge. And maybe I should do exactly what I did last year, what I was doing when I started this vlog, which is get off of websites like Tumblr and Reddit and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook for a whole month, and then use the time for my goals instead. But yeah, still I would say the biggest dissatisfaction I have is that interpersonal communication stuff. Alright, I've done a lot of blabbing in this video, but I guess it's the season for it, right? Because New Year's resolutions are coming up. I never thought of myself as much of a New Year's resolutions kind of guy, but I guess for the past 2 years I've definitely done some. But yeah, because I think I'm not going to be doing this vlog very much after the middle of January, so I need to find some other way of organizing my life, I guess. Okay, I should get to sleep because I have an early flight tomorrow. See you later.